Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another meal prep video. I want to apologize up front for my voice. I've been sick all weekend. This is Monday. I actually took the day off of work just to recoup one more day. I did not sleep all weekend, so I did not meal prep on Sunday. So I do want to get some meal prepping done to get me through the rest of this week so I can have a successful week. Coming off of a weekend where I was sick, I just need to have a really good planned out week. Just makes me feel better. So I am going to do just a little bit of meal prepping. I'm going to meal prep one lunch for the rest of this week. Actually two. I bought some mini steaks that I thought I'd just go and prep up and have those for a day. I have some cheese here. That's the first thing I'm going to go ahead and do. I need the cheese for the lunch, but then also I like to have shredded cheese in my refrigerator to use for dinners and whatever, breakfast, lunches throughout the week, that we don't have to stop and shred it. So I do use my food processor for that. I get a lot of questions about my food processor, so let me show you what I have. I had a really old, I can't remember what it was, Black & Decker, I can't remember. I had it for years and years and years. Finally died and it broke into pieces is how old it was. So I picked this one up at Walmart. It's a Hamilton Beach. It does slicing, shredding, pureeing, mixing, and pulse to chop. So it just has this blade right here that I'm going to use. It also has a chopper for the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and grate the cheese with this. It works really fast, but it's a nice little gadget. It really is. It does what it's supposed to do, which is shred cheese and chop vegetables. So can't complain about that.
You make me feel like I'm awake. I don't know why you make me shine like a star in the sky. I'm okay.
Okay, so I'm going to make a recipe for lunch for the rest of this week that I have made before. It is a bacon cheeseburger casserole. I need to cook up the bacon first, so I'm going to go ahead and you need a half of a pound. So I'm just going to cut it in half, and I'll cook the other pieces just to have, you know, for whatever through the week. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I have to ground up some ground beef, but I have to cook this first. So we're going to cut this up and then go ahead and cook it, and I have everything else. This is a super easy recipe, and it's fantastic. You guys are gonna think one part of it's kind of weird, but trust me on this. It is really good, and you guys will really like it.
I wanna take a breath. I'm falling in love. I'm falling in love.
So I am just using a big pot to just cook this because bacon, you know, when the fat renders, it splashes all over the place. I notice if I put it into a big stew pot, it doesn't splash as much. So that's just a little tip that I try to do. So I'm going to go ahead and crisp this up, and then we'll take it out of there, and then we'll show you the next step. So I removed all the bacon, and I drained out the grease, and now I'm going to put in the ground beef. So I have just over a pound, so it's like a pound and a quarter, because I'm making this a little bit bigger, in a little bit bigger pan than what it calls for, so I have enough for the whole week. So this is like a pound and a quarter ground beef, and I'm going to go cook that up. So while my ground beef is cooking, I'm going to go ahead and cook some turkey bacon. This is going to be just for breakfast, or I'm having breakfast for dinner one day this week, but I've been wanting turkey bacon lately. I used to have it all the time, but I hadn't had it in a long time, so I thought it would be nice kind of change through the week. So I'm going to go ahead and cook this in my air fryer at 400 degrees for 10 minutes. I haven't cooked turkey bacon in a long time, so I'll probably check it after about 5 and see how it looks. Since it is about halfway cooked, I'm going to go ahead and add in some onion. I just use frozen chopped onion since I don't use onion a whole lot. This just keeps it from going bad. And then I'm also going to add in some minced garlic. And I do just buy already minced garlic from Costco. I'm just going to put in about 1.5 tablespoons. I already added in some Himalayan pink salt and some pepper. So next up, we need to add in 4 tablespoons of cream cheese, and I'm just using the Philadelphia cream cheese. It does have lower carb, just so you guys know. Most generics will have sometimes 2 to 3 carbs, but for some reason the Philadelphia cheese has just 1. And then the next thing to add in is 2 tablespoons of sugar-free ketchup. We need 1 tablespoon of yellow mustard, and I will have this recipe linked down below you. And we're going to do 1 tablespoon of the Worcestershire, is that how you say Worcester? Okay, and then we're just going to mix that all together, and as soon as your cheese is all nice and incorporated and melted in, then we're ready to move on to the next step. Okay, so the mixture's all done. So I have an 11 by 7 baking dish right here. The original recipe calls for an 8 by 8, but like I said, I want to make sure I have enough of this for the week for lunches for me and if the kids want any. And so I did a little bit extra ground beef. So this is an 11 by 7. Now meanwhile, my oven is preheating to 350 degrees. I'm sorry. You guys, sick brain. I can't really, I'm lucky I'm able to talk this much. So 350 degrees. So I'm just gonna spread that all out, and I'm really weird about my casseroles. Like, everything has to be really even. I don't know. Now we're gonna take that bacon that we cooked up earlier, and we're just gonna sprinkle the bacon here on top. And you want it pretty even so you get some bacon in each one of your slices here. So this is the part that's going to seem kind of weird. So I have 4 eggs in here. I have a 1/4 cup of heavy cream that I'm going to put in. And then I'm going to whisk this all together, and it's going to go on top. I know it sounds super weird, y'all, but it's not. Believe me, it tastes so good. So you just want to whisk this up really, really well. I'm going to add some hot sauce to this. I have some of this hot sauce. I'm just going to do a splash of hot sauce. Ooh, maybe a little bit more than a splash. Just adds a little bit more flavor to this topping. And I think I'm also going to grab some pepper and put some pepper in here, and then this will be the last step, and it'll go into the oven. So now we're just going to pour this all over the top, and we're going to add some cheese and then put it in the oven. So just try to pour it just as evenly as you can all the way over the top of it. This just kind of makes like a custardy kind of topping to it, and it just binds the whole thing together. So I like to push down the bacon there a little bit. And then we need 8 ounces of cheddar cheese, and I have that weighed out right here. So then the cheese is just going to go on top, and then this is going to go into the oven and bake for 30 minutes at 350. And your cheese will be nice and melted, and then I will show you what it looks like when it comes out of the oven. Okay, my first batch of turkey bacon is done. 10 minutes was perfect, and it's even a little bit not quite as crispy in the middle, so then when I reheat it, it'll be perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and cook the rest of the turkey bacon. I have the other pieces of bacon to cook up, and then I have one more thing I'm going to make for breakfast for me and the kids, if the kids want some. And it's a kind of a new recipe, so I have not tried it yet, so I'm excited to share that with you guys. We're going to make some chaffles. These are peanut butter chaffles. This is a new recipe, and I have not shared this with you guys before, but it is super good, and I now have no problem making them because I found this Santa Cruz organic peanut butter that is only 2 net carbs. See, so it's kind of like so it's 5 total carbs and 3 fiber. It's like the one you can get at Walmart, but my Walmart does not carry it, and so this one, it is another brand if you guys can't find it at your Walmart. So only 2 net carbs. So I'm going to go ahead and weigh it on my scale here because I want to make sure I am really accurate with the peanut butter. So the ingredients is going to be 1 egg, 2 tablespoons of the peanut butter, which this is 32 grams for this peanut butter, and a 1/2 cup of mozzarella cheese. And then I'm just going to do a dash of vanilla. And then I have my little mini dash maker right there heating up. So I already have it sprayed with some spray. So I'm going to go ahead and get this mixture all together and cook it. And the thing with these chaffles is that they definitely crisp up after, like they're a little floppy when you first take them out, but then they crisp up after that. So let's go ahead and put these chaffles together, and I'll show you what they look like when they are all done. And these things freeze beautifully, by the way. I just flash freeze them. So to flash freeze them, what you want to do is you want to take like a cookie sheet or some kind of, just something that you can lay the truffles out separately, and then you just put them in the freezer for like 30 minutes, and then you stick them into a Ziploc bag, and they don't stick together that way. And that's what flash freezing is. So you can do that with anything. That's what I do with anything that I freeze, so they freeze individually. So it's just like when you buy things in the store, they're individually frozen. That's what they mean by that. They do a flash freeze. So let's go ahead and put these Chaffles together. And you guys, I'm really excited to share this with you. If you can find some sugar-free sugar-free jam, they're really good with sugar-free jam. And that's what I like to have mine with. I totally forgot to put the sweetener in, you guys, because peanut butter, the natural peanut butters like this don't have any sugar. They tend to not be as sweet. So some people might like to have a little bit of sweetener in with this, and I did forget to put it in the one that's in there right now, but I did add some sweetener to this. So I just use monkfruit sweetener, and I usually use about 2 tablespoons for the entire mixture. So each one of these makes 2, by the way. I forgot to mention that. So each of these will make 2 Chaffles. But yeah, so if you want to add some sweetener to it, then go ahead and do that. And I will have this recipe written out down below in the description box. I'm just going to go ahead and cook my steaks right on here where I cooked the bacon, the turkey bacon, the regular bacon. I mean, why not? Just add a little bit of extra fat, and I'll show you the seasonings I used for these. So these I'm just gonna have just if I need like a quick lunch or a quick dinner, like if I don't feel like making dinner or something. It's just nice to have these. I can make myself a quick like steak salad, or just just have these for lunch, because sometimes I get tired of having the same thing for lunch every day. So I do like to make extras, like I said, so the kids can have some of that bacon cheeseburger casserole, and then I can have these for lunch. So I'll do like between the 2 for lunches. So let me show you the spices I'm using. I put a combination of 3 different spices on there. This one is called Justice from Penzeys. My friend Krista sent me some of these. These are really, really, really good spices. The Keto twins, I think it's Sarah is the one that has some of these spices, and we were kind of talking about them in the comment section of one of our videos. But these are really good spices, and you can order them online. So I'm gonna go order some more, because there was one that Krista sent me. It was like the California pepper blend. That stuff was amazing, and I want some more of that, because you guys know I like really peppery stuff. Speaking of pepper, I am also putting some of this peppered habanero on there from FreshJax. I do always have a code for FreshJax down below. FreshJax is really good organic keto-friendly spices. And then another good keto-friendly spices are the Dax, and so this is the original red. So I put some of that on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these into my air fryer, and probably I'm thinking about 5 minutes at 400 degrees, and I'll check on them. I think that'll be plenty of time though. So great timing. I'm on my last Chaffle. My steaks went in, and now this just got done. So within 30 minutes I had all of that done. So definitely a quick meal prep today. I'm going to let this cool down a little bit before I cut it and put it into my meal prep containers, so I can show you guys what the cross section looks like. Really super good. Another thing that I completely forgot to add on, that I did add on, this is like the 3rd time I think I've made this. The first time I made it exactly to the recipe, which is what this is. The second time I added pickles in there, which was amazing, and I meant to do that this time, but again, my brain's kind of foggy from this cold I have. So I forgot to do that, but I'm going to cut this up into 6 pieces and put them in my meal prep containers, and I'll show you what that looks like. So I cut a couple pieces out so you guys could see how it looks on the side. You can see this just makes it kind of like a custard. It's so good, and when I cut it, the smell is amazing, you all. It is so good. I am done. I wanted to do some hard-boiled eggs, but honestly, I cannot stand up anymore. This took me an hour to do from start to finish, including cleanup. I did clean up while everything else was finishing, so an hour is about as long as I can stand today. Probably a good thing I didn't go to work, because yeah, no energy. Anyway, here's what the Chaffles ended up looking like. These are those peanut butter Chaffles. Like I said, I'm going to flash freeze these, and then to heat them up, I'll just throw them in the toaster and toast them up. Yummy. Highly recommend this, y'all. Like I said, they're really good with sugar-free jam or just with syrup, and that's how I like to eat them. Or you can put more peanut butter on top, however you want to do it. Here are those steaks. So again, that'll still be a lunch option. And then I went ahead and put all of the cheeseburger casserole in some containers so I can take it for lunch. I like to add avocado to this. Sometimes I will add some sour cream on top as well. Either one. So super yummy. So I have lots of lunches for this week. And whatever we don't eat, I usually about Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll kind of assess what we have left and I throw these in the freezer because they freeze really well. This casserole freezes really well. I have my turkey bacon for breakfast and then just the rest of those bacon pieces I cooked up. So I have those just for whatever. I can throw these in the freezer as well. So here you go, guys. Here is this week's meal prep. Thank you for hanging in there with me. And I apologize for my voice, but I just wanted to get the meal prep done and I wanted to share it with you, especially this new recipe that I have been working on. So I wanted to share that with you. So I will talk to you guys in the next video. If you have not subscribed, I hope you'll please take a moment to do so. I do meal prep videos every single week on this channel, and I will see you guys in my daily vlogs next week where I will show you how I eat all this stuff. So I'll see you then. Bye, guys.